student of the Dins Hill Technical High School, now third year student at the University of Technology Jamaica in the Faculty of Education and Liberal Studies, Communications Manager at Jade Limited, President of the UTech Debating and Public Speaking Society, both local and international debater. Cleveland Tomlinson is who we have with us today. My name is Rona K. Harper, representing for the UTech Journalism Society. Mr. Tomlinson, thank you for having us today. How are you doing?
I am doing well. I'm very happy to be here. How are you doing?
I am very fine. So my question is based on your tremendous accomplishments in terms of debating. Like, you sound like you have a lot of experience. So when did your interest in debating start, and when did you begin your journey as a debater?
Okay. My career in debating started when I became a student of UTech Jamaica. At Dintel Technical High School, I'd only debated once in a national tournament, and that was the Burger King debating championship for high schools. But it really started when I was introduced to the UTech Jamaica Debating and Public Speaking Society. So when I learned that I was coming to UTech 2 months prior to August of 2017, I was looking through the 2016-17 student handbook, and I came upon a section that spoke to the UTech Jamaica debaters going to Greece debating. And I sat in my room on my bed that night and I said, I want to represent UTech Jamaica in one of these international tournaments. So when I started UTech in September, in August 2017, at the first society meeting, I ensured that I was present at the UTech Jamaica Debating and Public Speaking Society. And that's when, going to trainings and going to society meetings, I was identified by some of the debaters, the senior debaters, and the coach as someone who has the propensity to do well in debating. So I was encouraged to come out more to debate trainings, come out more to society meetings, so you can build your competence as a debater.
Okay, interesting. So you're a natural.
So I believe I'd always had the potential to do well in public speaking and debating, but it was coming to UTech where my abilities were refined to make me into the debater that I am today. I wouldn't say I'm a natural at that. I'm saying the training and the work done by my society and UTech Jamaica has made me into the debater I am today.
Okay, interesting. So, Mr. Tomlinson, going to university by itself can be very hectic. And you prepared for an international competition during that time, so that must be very, very hard. What were some of the strategies you used to be successful during your semester and the competition? Because obviously you were successful.
So I agree that it can be difficult managing school and preparing for championships and amassing a wide range of content across many disciplines so that you can be fully prepared for the matches. I had to employ the strategy of effective time management, and I believe it's one of the problems here at university that leads students not to perform well, the inability to manage their time effectively. I ensure that I am organized, where I had a schedule created to know what is to be done at this particular time, and after I complete this assignment, what next is to be done. So you find that I keep on my decks a calendar that outlines exactly what is due in terms of my assignments and other portfolio works, what is due for this week and where I am with that. And I work well with organization. So from time to time you see me on a daily basis completing a to-do list. So I would start that day with the to-do list, and at the end of the day I would do my review to see what I have completed and what ought to be transferred to the next day. So my strategy, and it is still useful today and one I recommend any student in the university context, effective time management.
Yes, that's true. But it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
Easier said than done.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. You have to set your mind to the point where you know that you want to excel and there are many things to be done and you have to manage your time well, because time lost can never be regained.
Yes, and determination is the key.
That's right.
Right. So most persons usually get cold feet when it comes to public speaking. Speaking for myself, by the way.
Oh.
So have you ever experienced it, and how do you deal with it?
Yes, I think it's natural for everybody at some point in their life when they're doing public speaking to become fearful. And when I do public speaking trainings with students, and other persons, I tell them that it is natural. And when I do my reading, I do my research as to where is this particular fear coming from, I find the literature telling me that it's a fear that people have, the fear of being rejected, the fear of being embarrassed. So when I look at that, I counteract this fear with confidence.
Okay.
So if you hear me speaking, and I might not be knowledgeable about a particular area that I'm speaking on, unless I deliberately tell you or show that to you, unless you have expertise in the area, you're not going to be able to identify that I don't know what I'm talking about. Because I am speaking with a degree of confidence. I'm seeing myself doing well. And I think that's where many times persons do not excel or do not do well at the presentation, because they lack the confidence, and you find that they expose themselves to the audience that they're speaking to. So I recommend, first and foremost, believing that you can and having the confidence necessary to deliver your presentation to the highest quality and caliber.
Okay. You hear that? Confidence is key. So I have seen how debating has opened many doors for you. And can you please tell me the list of opportunities that you've had because of it?
Yeah, scores of opportunities have been had through debating. Most importantly for me, the opportunity to travel the world, to see different cultures. Like, I watch the news and I hear about these things happening, but to actually go to the countries and see the things. So I've been to Mexico, I've been to Panama, I've been to the US, all because of debating. And my society is poised to represent the university in Thailand in December. And there are other opportunities to interact with state persons and dignitaries because of debating. And through my work at the Jamaican Association for Debate and Empowerment, we engaged the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service, and we did a project that saw us training public sector workers in public speaking and in debating and assessing issues that impact Jamaica's public service. And all of those, I think, are opportunities for me to help advance Jamaica's development and Jamaica's public service, because I was integral in the trainings and in the adjudication of the matches and so on. So many opportunities. A long list. I don't want to take up your time.
Looks like I'm going to have to go into debating, guys. So what I would like to know is every successful person has somebody that they look up to, somebody that they strive to be, or somebody they want to be like. So do you have a role model?
I wouldn't say I have a sole role model or someone I look up to in all spheres. I believe though that there are individuals who portray characteristics and who have excelled in areas that I too want to excel, and in that domain I admire them. And one of those persons is Professor Steve Avassiani, the university president.
Okay.
Now when I do my research on the work that Professor has done, I am inspired and I admire him. Professor was a Rhodes Scholar, and I can share this with your audience that one of my aims is to achieve the Rhodes Scholarship of Jamaica. Professor pursued doctoral studies at the University of Oxford. And one of my dreams is to pursue my doctoral studies at the University of Oxford. Professor has made his mark on the international scene, working with the United Nations and other international entities. And that's also a passion of mine. That's also something I want to do. So I admire Professor in that regard. And I too want to portray that degree of excellence. There's another person who is also important to me and who possesses characteristics that I admire, and that's my coach, Jermaine Barrett. He's the president and CEO of the Jamaican Association for Debating and Empowerment. My boss actually. Jermaine has the ability to identify potential in people and help them to tap into that potential for their own empowerment. And Jermaine did that with me. Saw the propensity that I had and helped me to tap into that very same propensity to produce the successes that are being produced today.
Okay, interesting. So my last question is, what would be your advice to upcoming and aspiring debaters? Like, what would you advise them to do? Do you think it's a good area to go in? Or you're just doing it because you love it?
Okay, yeah, definitely. My advice to the debaters who have been converted already, stay in debating, please. My advice to the novice debaters who have not been converted, stay in debating as well. Many opportunities can be had through debating, and it is also for personal development. Debating provides or acts as a province for informed minds. Debating allows you to critically analyze things around you, analyze policies of the government that impact you. So there are many other benefits to debating for your own personal development as well, and to use as a tool to empower others. You know what, Jade? Our focus is debating and empowerment, and our mantra, our motto is advancing humanity, enhancing expression, and fortifying the mind. And those things can be had through debating. So my advice to the converted and to those who are not yet converted, to stay in debating.
Okay.
Alright.
There you have it, guys. Cleveland Tomlinson, the president of UTech JA Debating and Public Speaking Society. Thank you for having us, Mr. Tomlinson.
A pleasure being here.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you, no problem.